Hey, what's up, YouTubers? And welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts update video. Today I have some stuff that's been kind of collecting for a couple of weeks. And I've been spending a lot of time on my second channel lately, so I feel like I should probably upload a video to this channel just to kind of have some content up. But I've been spending hours on the second channel. So over the last couple weeks I did get the April releases from Vinegar Syndrome, and I was able to pick up a Steelbook from Scream Factory from the Studio Ghibli line, and I also picked up some box sets pretty cheap, and I'll go through and tell you guys about those. And I'm gonna show you a figure and a little freebie that was thrown in to me, and I'll tell you a little bit about a CD that I got. It's from a local radio station here in Wisconsin. But stay tuned. The gang is all here. Hope you guys are well. Let's get into what I got, so relax. This is going to be kind of a shorter video than I normally do, but it's still going to be fun, hopefully. So let's take a look and see what I got. So the first item here, as I mentioned earlier, is a Steelbook from Studio Ghibli, released by Scream Factory, Shout Factory. I believe it's the Shout Factory Kids label, or the G Kids. These were all released before on Blu-ray under the Disney label, and they came out on Blu-ray with the really nice foil slipcovers. And I believe they were released once again by Shout Kids, and now they released them again on Steelbook, and I thought the Steelbooks looked really slick, so I've been picking those up a little bit here and there, and this is the latest one to my collection. This is My Neighbor Totoro. Of course, these are all from Studio Ghibli and Hayao Miyazaki. I'm not sure what these are limited to, but these are the Blu-ray DVD limited edition Steelbook. These are all very affordable right now, but you guys know as well as I do as a collector, these Steelbooks, when they're limited and they go out of print, they usually fetch a pretty penny, especially from companies like Scream Factory, you know, and Shout Factory. So I wanted to pick that up. I got this on Amazon. I had pre-ordered it. I completely forgot about it, and it arrived at my house. Again, it came in a bubble mailer, which is, I don't know why they do that. I'm sure they get a lot of product returned to them from dents and dings and who knows what else, but I've been very, very lucky. But I know I'm playing with fire if I order from Amazon through with the bubble mailer for Steelbook, so I have to stop doing that, even though the prices are so cheap. I think I got this for, it was under 20 bucks, which is a steal for me for a Steelbook, no pun intended. But so that is the first one. That is My Neighbor Totoro. So let's get into the Vinegar Syndrome releases that came out in, this was the April package. So this first one was the only one I have watched so far, and that's due to the fact that I have been spending a lot of time on my second channel playing video games. So I did watch this one. I had seen this one once before, but there's a twist to this one. This is called The Cellar. Beautiful slip, by the way. This is a Kevin Tenney film. You get two versions of the film on this one. You get the director's cut, which is the cut that Kevin Tenney initially wanted to release, and you get the producer's cut, which the producers ended up releasing anyway. It's not the one that Kevin Tenney wanted to release, but they released it. The original director's cut was only shown twice, from what I understand, because there's an introduction with Kevin Tenney in the beginning, and he mentions that there was a screening early on with the director's cut, and then a couple of years ago at I think there was some kind of fan film screening, they actually showed the director's cut again a couple of years ago. But the movie that was released on VHS and DVD was always the producer's cut, which Kevin Tenney hates, and he talks about that in the introduction. And that's the only one I had ever seen, was the producer's cut. So just a couple of nights ago, I watched the director's cut, and it was excellent. I thought it was a very good film, very fun as a creature feature film. And there's little monsters, little practical effects. I thought it was done very well, and it was a fun watch. I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch the director's cut again with commentary, because Kevin Tenney and two of the actors from the film are in the commentary. I want to hear what they have to say about the director's cut. Then I'm also going to go back and watch the producer's cut again, which I had seen before previously, but I would like to hear what Kevin Tenney and the two actors say about the producer's cut, because from what I hear, they kind of trashed that version of the film, and I think it'd be fun to watch and hear their take as the movie's playing. But this is a movie from 1989. It is 86 minutes running time. It is all region, and it is just a Blu-ray. There's the reversible cover, because that's the same image that is on the slip, so I flipped it, and this is the original artwork right here from the VHS. All in all, I think this is a fun watch. I recommend it, and it's a good addition to the Vinegar Syndrome catalog. Let's move on to the next title. The next title here is called All American Murder, starring Christopher Walken. This is another movie I have seen many, many years ago. On VHS, I rented it. It's been so long, I really don't recall a lot about the movie, and I definitely need a revisit. But I do remember that this is a slasher film, and it did have some pretty good practical effects from what I can remember, some pretty good kills. There's the original cover. And this is kind of I believe this was a college campus, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time. 1991 this came out. I probably rented it around 92, 93. It is all region, running time 93 minutes. But I believe this is a college campus slasher film. It even has kind of a giallo feel to it. So I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting this. It is a newly restored 2K restoration of the film. See, they're calling it right there a twisted hybrid of slasher and giallo. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like it's directed by Anson Williams, who played Potsy, right, on Happy Days? Wow. I didn't know that until just now, but definitely looking forward to revisiting that one. So that is All American Murder from 1991. The next one sounds familiar, and I think I've seen this one before, but I don't recall. So I'm definitely going to revisit this one again anyways. But this is the VSA spine number 13. This one is limited to 4,000 copies. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that little box right there, but I have number 1,867 out of 4,000. And this one comes with a slip box, which only has one entry point, which you have to be very careful with these. I mentioned this before on my channel, but these particular releases, the box tends to squeeze, and the opening is narrowed. And when you go to put the Blu-ray back into the box, if you're not careful, it will definitely pull the plastic back and either tear the plastic or even tear the insert there. So you have to be very careful. Just be very gentle, kind of open it with your fingers. I don't like these boxes. I think they could do a little bit better with these. I do like that they're limited and numbered. I just don't like that, you can really damage your movie if you're, not paying attention or not careful when you're putting it back in. But other than that, the box looks beautiful. It's very heavy, very sturdy. The only concern I have, like I said, is the narrowing of the opening at the bottom. But look at that. That is beautiful. Love that, the milky eyes of that zombie. The title is even awesome. It comes with a poster, which I will pull out. We'll show you guys that. There's the disc art, and then there's the reverse. Because they have both images on the box, It doesn't really matter which you go with, but I like that one better. That's on that side, the other one's on the other side. I think that looks really good, so I'm keeping it like that. I'm going to pause it here for a moment. We're going to stretch out that poster and take a better look. And basically, it's just the same two images I showed you. It's a double-sided poster. The poster looks great. They almost got it perfect. It's just a little bit smaller than a Scream Factory poster. So I have a lot of frames from Scream Factory posters, and this could easily pop into one that's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit shorter. It's about the same width, but it's a little bit shorter the long way by like 2 inches or so, 2.5 inches. But that poster is beautiful, and I would love to frame that. I still may, you know, you can probably find a way to matte that to kind of split the difference. Here's the other side. Another beautiful poster. Very, very nice. So let's move on to the next edition. The next set here I was very excited to hear about. This is called Homegrown Horrors Volume 1. These are ultra rare films from the United States. And I'm very glad that they decided to jump into this with a box set. I was thinking about doing a separate unboxing for this, but I'm just going to throw it all together in one video here. But the box is beautiful, as usual. It's very thick, very heavy duty, very colorful. The color scheme is beautiful. I think it's fantastic. I think the artwork is beautiful. There are 3 films. You get Fatal Exam, Beyond Dream's Door, and Winter Beast. And these are all films that are, you know, kind of obscure, kind of rare. Films that may not have had a official release or a proper release. You know, a release that may have not been cleaned up or, you know, with extras and stuff like that. So we're just going to jump into the first one here called Fatal Exam. And I have not seen any of these yet. I don't remember ever seeing any of these. So I'm very excited to have this collection in my collection, and I'm looking forward to the next volumes. So let's take a look here at the first one. It's a film from 1988, 114 minutes running time, so it's almost 2 hours. It is all region, and you can see it looks like it's kind of a low budget operation, but those movies are very fun to me. You get a newly scanned and restored 2K scan from the original 16mm camera negative. And you know, these are films that are directed by people who are not as famous as some of the other directors that we know and love, and same with the actors. We may not know many of the actors in here, but I think these movies are going to be fun to watch. I love that image right there on the disc art. That looks really cool. I'm a sucker for these low budget slasher films. This will probably be the first one I pop in this set. So that is Fatal Exam. Again, that is from 1988. The next one is called Winter Beast. And I love any type of film that takes place in a snowy, wintry setting, whether it be a Western film or a horror film. So this title here kind of jumps out and grabs me. And you can see that it has a very kind of a low budget creature feature monster movie from 1992, 76 running minutes, all region. You get quite a bit for special features. See, that's what I love about Vinegar Syndrome. They take movies like this that are obscure and probably may never have a release, and not only do they clean them up and give them a 2K scan, but they give you a whole section of special features there. Hours of extra fun. And this is a newly scanned and restored 2K from the 16mm and Super 8. So I'm looking forward to checking this out because I love movies like that. As cheesy as they are, I think they're very fun. And this looks like it's a drive-in style movie. And there's a quote right there that says, "So bad it's good." That's an interview with an actress from the film. And oftentimes we hear about movies that are so bad they're good, and I like to give those a chance, you know, and give them a viewing, and hopefully I find a hidden gem that I love. And the third and last one in this box set is called Beyond Dream's Door, and that one sounded familiar to me, but I read about it, and I don't think I have seen this one. But this one is from 1988. It is 80 minutes running time. It is all region. And you get some bonus materials here. Commentary track. Making of documentary. So you get some good stuff in here. Another 2K scan. And it looks like another low buck operation with some practical effects and some gore. Everything that we love. So that is Beyond Dream's Door. So let's do a quick recap of this Vinegar Syndrome haul, and we'll move on to the box sets that I picked up. So there again is the beautiful, that cover looks really good. That box set is very appealing to the eye, and it's very sturdy quality. Should last for a long, long time. And in the box set you get Fatal Exam, Winter Beast, and Beyond Dream's Door. So if any of you had a chance to view any of these movies, and if you want to leave a comment down below and talk a little bit about it without major spoilers, please, I would love to hear from you guys. So let's move on to the box sets I picked up. So about a month ago or so, maybe a little bit longer, I shared with you guys in an update video that I had added to my Camp Blood DVD collection. I already own these two, Camp Blood and Camp Blood 2. These are very low shot on video movies, low budget. I happen to really enjoy these movies. I thought the story was pretty cool. The killer was pretty awesome for a very low budget movie. I thought these guys did a great job. And so since I already owned these, I wanted to pick up some of the sequels. And I found out that the DVD sequels only go up to part 6. So I ended up picking up part 3, which is Within the Woods. I picked up Camp Blood 4, Camp Blood 5, and Camp Blood 666. And if you notice, George Stover was in that one. I still have yet to watch it. Definitely going to check it out. I picked up a lot of these on a website called oldies.com, and I think they were about $10 each, which for a DVD is fair value, I think, especially if you're a collector. And this is kind of rare, obscure. These are, not by any means expensive or rare, anything like that. But they might be obscure to the point where you may not see these out in the wild, you know what I mean? So I went ahead and picked up these to kind of complete the DVD portion of this collection. Doing a little more research, I found out that there was a Blu-ray box set. So I'm going to pause it here, and we're going to pull out the Blu-ray box set, and I'm going to show you what they look like compared to the DVDs here. So you will notice, maybe some of you, I doubt many of you will know who David Sterling is. He's a producer of low-budget, shot-on-video movies. I think he has a base in California and also in Las Vegas. Which I own a couple of his other movies, and I'll share those last. But I went on eBay, and I found this box set, and I actually found a lot. There was a lot that he was selling of 4 different box sets. And he had a price on it, or best offer. I made him an offer, and I thought I got a great deal. He accepted it. So you get all of the Blu-rays in this beautiful box set. And for about the price that he was asking for this alone, I also picked up a couple more box sets for the same price as this alone. And I thought that was a great deal, so I took it. I offered it to him, he took it, and so we made that deal. Now, check out the artwork here in the box. It looks really good. You can probably hear a train in the background. There's always something when I'm recording these videos. It's dog barking or neighbor cutting the lawn. It is what it is. What are you going to do? This is very low production value here on the Toddy Walnuts channel. We just have fun with it. I don't take this very seriously. I just like to interact with you guys and show you what I picked up and see what you guys picked up. So, inside the box set, he decided he wanted to sign it, which I'm okay with that, I guess. He likes to sign the things that he sells because more than a couple of years ago, more like probably 10 years ago or more, I picked up a a Blu-ray of another shot-on-video, low-budget operation called Empire of the Apes, and it's obviously it's a kind of a rip-off of Planet of the Apes, but he signed this one a couple of times too. He signed it there in red marker on the disc. This was 6 of 50, and he signed it again on the back in red marker. And this is the Blu-ray, and this was the DVD that I had. And they're both DVD size, but this is the DVD, this is the Blu-ray, and it's burned. So you're going to get that purple. Looks like it's a little dusty, but other than that, I mean, it's mint. These movies are by no means great, but they're very fun. I have a lot of fun with these. Anyway, so I'm going to pull all these out. They don't exactly fit. They're very snug, and I'll show you what I mean. If you open up, or if you go to the bottom, you can see where that gap, it's almost starting to pull apart, because these are supposed to fit in here, and they're too tight. You can see how it's kind of adding some stress to the side of the box right there. But I'm going to take a moment here to pause it. We're going to dump these movies out and go through, and I'm going to show you guys the covers. And before I get into the movies, I pulled those all out. I'm going to go over the box one more time, just because I think this box is a thing of beauty. There are a couple of flaws with this box, and I'll show you the first one. Is he has the title on the flap that goes on the inside of the box, so you don't even see that part. And then you got this the corrugated cardboard. You can see that, and there should be a way that you can, maybe. But if you try to pull that over the top, it adds undue stress on the box. So just a minor gripe. I mean, the box is still cool, and I got these cheap enough, it's not going to stress me out over that. But I thought the artwork looked really good on here. You can tell that they sprayed some kind of a protective sealant over the ink, so it would prevent, it's almost like a shiny gloss over the top of the box to prevent any of the artwork from smudging, which is a great idea. I mean, that art is fantastic. Camp Blood Blu-ray Collection, SterlingMovieFactory.com if you guys are interested. There's some more excellent artwork on the back. I'm actually thinking about housing these differently. I'm not going to put the movies back into this box. I'm just going to probably put these on a shelf so I don't end up ruining the box, because like I showed you before, it pulls apart the box right here. And you definitely don't want to add any extra stress to a box that's already kind of pulling apart. So let's get into the movies here. The first one is Camp Blood double feature. So you get Camp Blood and Camp Blood 2. You can actually watch it in a standard viewing, or you can watch it in a 3D viewing. It's a pressed disc. It's not burned on demand. So that is Camp Blood 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. We have Camp Blood 3. I love the design of this. It says Camp Blood 3 First Slaughter. I love that they put that little kind of a rental, VHS rental sticker on there, like we used to see back in the day when we would rent movies. I think it's beautiful. I think he did a great job with this. And you got to know what you're getting into when you watch these kind of movies. Here, I'm going to show his website again really quick if you guys are interested in checking that out at all. www.SterlingMovieFactory.com. You can go directly through him, or you can check him out on eBay. He's the only one selling these as far as I'm aware. I didn't see anybody else at the time, but this was about maybe a month or two ago I purchased this. Here's Camp Blood 4. The King Clown of Death is back. Check out that cover. It's beautiful. It reminds me of what the Scream Team Releasing is doing with their releases, with the beautiful covers and the kind of the homage to the VHS rental days. Camp Blood 5, Clowns Never Die. Love it. I love the way that the aesthetics look on these Blu-rays. They're really good. These look really, really good. Here is Camp Blood 666, The King of the Clowns. This is the one that had George Stover in it. Camp Blood 7, Hot Girls Camping, Watch Out. Look at that cover. You can definitely tell these covers were commissioned. So they did put a little bit of money into the releases. And it takes me back to the VHS days, you know. You would walk up and down the aisles for sometimes an hour or more just looking at all the beautiful artwork on these VHS covers. And you'd get a handful of these movies with the best covers, and you would always, not always, but you would find out when you got home and watched the movie that the ones with the best covers weren't necessarily the best movies. You know, it was a marketing ploy, you know. These VHS movies, the cooler the covers are, you know, they're going to draw you in to want to rent it or buy it, and that's what they do. That's what they do. You know, it's marketing, and it's genius. So chances are most of these covers are going to be better than the movie or the movies, but I'm still going to go into it open-minded and have fun with it, knowing that what it is, you know, very low-budget horror. So you're going to get a cheesy storyline, you're going to get bad acting, all that stuff. Probably, you know, there's fun things you can find in it. You got to keep an open mind when you watch these movies. And we have Camp Blood 8, Revelations. That cover, man. It's almost like those old comic book covers. That was another thing, you know, they would have the beautiful art on the covers that draw you in to want to purchase it. This is Camp Blood 9. It's called Camp Blood Kills. Here's Camp Blood 10 called Ghost of Camp Blood. And the last one for the box set for now is called Children of Camp Blood. That is Camp Blood 10. So you got the low budget practical effects. I still do enjoy these movies. I have a lot of fun with these. So that is the Camp Blood collection, 10 DVD set, actually a 10 Blu-ray set from Sterling Entertainment. And again, if you are interested in that at all, go to, where was that? SterlingMovieFactory.com. I understand that the Polonia brothers had their hand in some of these movies too, so I didn't delve into any of these movies yet, but I always enjoyed the Polonia brothers or Mark Polonia movies. So let's get into the next one, and that is called the Things Collection. Actually going to pause it here for a moment so I can pull these movies out and we'll talk about them. So this next box set is called the Things Collection. There are only 5 movies. So there's extra room in this box set that you can add more of the movies. When they're released, you have the box set already. You can just put the movies right in there with the rest of them. It has the same design. He signed it again. It has the same design where the flap goes on the inside, so you actually don't even see that Things collection. And then you have the open corrugated box here at the bottom. So that's a little bit of a design flaw, like I mentioned, but I'm not going to rag on that. But these covers are beautiful. You can see the horror sci-fi vibe. I haven't watched any of these movies yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. You can see that there's creatures and monsters and sci-fi goos and eyes. I mean, all kinds of stuff here. Looks like aliens and sea creatures. The color design is beautiful. I think that looks really good. It's a beautiful box set. And again, you can see that they sprayed some kind of a protector on there. I don't know if it's some kind of a clear coat to go over the dye or the ink so it doesn't get smudged or smeared. But we will go through these movies here one by one. And I have not watched any of these, so I can't really speak on them other than the covers look cool. This is called Things. Actually, I think I have these backwards. Hold on one second. Yeah, these are backwards. Okay, so the first one here is called Things with an S. The one I just showed you was Things with a Z, and I think that's part 5. So Things with an S, this is part 1. Has Jeff Burr. You can see he was Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. That's pretty cool. I wish I knew more about these to tell you guys about them. Like, I don't even know what year these came out or anything. It just says the copyright was 2020, but I don't think these all came out in 2020. For some reason, there wasn't a Things 2. I don't know if Things 2 was on here. Didn't look into that yet. But I noticed on his eBay listing for all of these box sets here, Things 2 was not listed, so we jump right into Things 3. I'm going to have to investigate that. If any of you guys know if there was a Things 2, let me know, and I would gladly buy that and pop it in this collection here. But we have C. Courtney Joyner, who was in Puppet Master 3. And we have Vinny Balancchio, who was in Sorority House Massacre in this movie. Things 4. We have Marlene McCohen, who was in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Art Roberts, who was in Zapped and 1,000 Ways to Die. You can tell that's a very low budget, almost like a drive-in style film, different creatures and it said naked co-ed pillow fights and bloody monsters. Check that out. I wonder what's going on there. We have Things 5, calling this the Collector's Edition. Sterling Entertainment and Skullface Astronaut present Things 5, Strange Monsters. A film written and directed by Joe Sherlock. I don't know anything about Joe Sherlock. And I don't know if this is part 6, I guess, because I'm missing part 2. I only have 5 editions here, but this is Things with a Z. And you get Jackie Naaman Jones, who was in Manos, The Hands of Fate, and you get Melody Berg, who was in Dark Zone. Again, I'm not familiar with those ladies. So that is the Things collection. Let's go to the next box set. I forgot to mention also on the Things box set collection, David Sterling also threw in a freebie from Intervision. It's a DVD of Things, which I don't believe has anything to do with this box set, but I could be wrong. Maybe this is the part 2 that I'm missing. If anybody knows, let me know. But this is a DVD, and obviously it won't fit in the box. But he did throw this in with the collection. And this one is directed by Barry J. Gillis, who I don't know. But it was also co-directed by Amber Lynn, who you guys know from the Skin Flicks as a porn queen from the 80s, Amber Lynn. Thought that was pretty interesting. So this may be part 2. Or maybe it's a part 1 and this part 1 was a remake. I don't know. But I wanted to show you that because he did throw that in with the Things box set. The next box set is called the Axe Grinder Collection. And again, it's the same design. All of these boxes are exactly the same size. Whether they have a full box or a couple of movies in the box, they're all exactly the same size. And they're all exactly the same design. This particular box set only has 2 movies in it. We'll get to that in a minute. I want to take a look at the box art, which again is beautiful. Looks great. Another bloodthirsty killer clown. I'm not really, killer clowns are cool movies. I thought the It remakes were cool. I'm not really afraid of clowns like some people are, so they may be a little more frightened when they watch movies like this. I just watch it and have fun with it. Ghost movies and killer clown movies don't really affect me much, but I still enjoy watching them. I still have a lot of fun with it. So here's Axe Grinder, Part 1. They're saying it's the first time on Blu-ray. I have yet to see either of these films. Someone has an axe to grind into you. I don't know when this movie came out. But again, you can go to sterlingmoviefactory.com if you're interested in these. And here's Axe Grinder 2. So in part 2, you get Mike Ferguson, who was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And you get Donna Lee Heising, who was in Amityville, Evil Never Dies. And again, I'm pretty sure that these covers, as beautiful as they are probably much better than the movies. But we still have fun watching these movies. And now on the back, they're calling him Cult Legend producer David Sterling. So I don't know if that's a title he bestowed on himself or what, but yeah, that's Axe Grinder. And there's only 2 movies, so you have a lot of room inside the box if they make sequels. And for movies like this, they probably make 3 or 4 sequels a year. It's probably like the Fast and the Furious movies. They just keep shitting them out over and over and over. So, all right, we have one more box set to show, and I will show you guys a horror figure that I picked up, and I'll show you a CD that I picked up. You guys may not care about the CD, but I do, and I'm going to show that last. Okay, the 4th and final box set from Sterling Entertainment is called The Occultist Collection. And again, the artwork is stunning. It's beautiful. I don't want to rush this. I want to go through and show you guys all of the details, the beautiful colors and the beautiful art. I think this box set is fantastic. It's really, really beautiful. Look at that. I will give David Sterling props for being a excellent salesman, and he really markets his product. I think it's an A+ for marketing. He also threw in a couple of, I forgot what these are called. It's like a drive. Hold on a second. You pull it out and it's a drive for your computer. It's kind of a cool little gimmick. Little monster, little 2-headed monster from his movies. Well, it's hard to do that with one hand. I'm not going to fumble around with that, but that's pretty cool. And then there's a little rubber monster from Camp Blood. Little hard plastic, hard rubber for Camp Blood. And he threw in a couple of, this is kind of strange here. He shows how the boxes came, which this is another set you can get that I don't have, but you can get the Empire of the Apes box set. It's the same size as any of these. I'll probably pick that up at some point. I'm not going to be in a hurry to do that, but he did send us, it's a photo of it, which I thought was pretty weird, but he put thanks David Sterling on there, so more marketing for him. He's trying to drum up business. I got to give him props for that again. And it's called Revolt of the Empire of the Apes. Blu-ray box set, and he signed it again on the back. So that's really cool. I have to give him props also for the way that he packaged this and he sent it. I thought he did a great job with that as well. So the Occultist Collection consists of 2 movies. The first one here is called The Occultist. Look at that cover, man. That is phenomenal. Can you imagine a poster like that hanging on your wall? That is beautiful. Beautiful and grotesque at the same time. I got to talk to Sterling. I'm going to send him an email and see if he can design some posters that are the same size as Screen Factory posters. 18 by 24, 18 across, 24 deep. And we got to get some of these posters made. I want these hanging on my wall. Here's part 2. Blood guinea pigs. Look at that. A lot of carnage and gore. It says it has Italian horror star. I'm not even going to mess around and try to pronounce that. Just make myself look foolish. Or more foolish than I already look now, right? So that is the Occultist 1 and 2. The little rubber mascot, I guess, from Camp Blood. And then the thumb drive, I guess these are called. I can't remember. But it looks like it's a little, kind of a 2-headed jester little guy. I'm going to put these away. I'm going to show you guys the NECA horror figure that I picked up, and we'll do that next. So the newest horror figure to my collection is called the Ultimate Alien Hunter Predator, the Laser Shot Predator. Comes with a removable mask, a detachable wrist shield, flexible grappling hook, and clawed left hand, and this thing is beautiful. I have a feeling this is going to be a hot ticket if it's not already. I got this at Target a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And it actually has his right eye. There's a battery in here, I believe. And there's an LED light that shoots out of his right eye if you push a button on the inside. Always been a huge fan of Predator. I would love to get a Predator bust, full-size bust someday, but they are always very expensive. Even the lower-end models are very expensive because they're so detailed with all of the dreadlocks and all of the details that go into the Predator mask bust. So someday I would like to get one. The ones I'm looking at now are anywhere from $300 to $500, and that's kind of the lower end. There are some that are more expensive with the glass eyes, and they're just jam-packed with details on some of the more expensive ones. Some of those can be $1,200 or more. You can see there's a lot of accessories. This is a really beautiful piece, and I have a feeling that this is going to be hard to find at some point when it goes out of print or retired or whatever they call it for these figures. And I think at some point soon this is going to fetch a pretty penny. But I got this about, like I said, about a month ago, and it was only $29.99 at Target. And when I saw it, I had to grab it. There was 2 on the shelf. I left one behind. I don't want to be, I'm not a hoarder or a scalper, so I just want one for me, that's it. And hopefully somebody else will enjoy one as well. So that is it for the Predator NECA figure. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about a CD I got if you're interested in that, and then we're going to call it a video. This CD is called Magnificent Bastards. It's from a radio program that I have been listening to. That's out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've been listening to this program since 1989 when I first got my license to drive, and I can listen to whatever I want in my car. It was a little hand-me-down beater that I got, my first vehicle, but I had a great time with that. These guys started broadcasting in 1987 in Milwaukee, and it's Bob and Brian, and they first started out on Laser 103. That was the call station, or the call letters, whatever you call it, for the radio station. These guys have been together for over 40 years. They landed in Milwaukee in 1987. Like I said, I started listening to them in 89. That's Bob Madden. That's Brian Nelson, Eric Jensen, and Kerry Wendt. And these two guys here have been together for over 40 years on the radio, and they're great. They're a 4-hour program every day, Monday through Friday. And it's a variety show. They talk sports, they talk current events, they talk local, anything. You know, I mean, it's just a great program. I'm a big fan, and I think they're coming to an end on their run. Unfortunately, these guys are great. I have every CD that they've ever released. I think they have a good probably 20 or more CDs. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing all those. This is more of a local thing, so you guys might not be interested in that. But every year that they put a CD out, the proceeds of the sales of these CDs go to the Children Hunger Network. And I buy a CD every year, and the money goes towards feeding needy children in Milwaukee and Wisconsin. So I'm always very proud to do this. But it's a very good show. There's a lot of comedy. It's really good. If you guys ever get a chance, if you're curious, I'm sure you could probably pull up on YouTube Bob and Brian. They probably have some clips on there you can listen to. It's like a podcast. You could actually go to their website. It is Bob and Brian Mornings, and they go from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. every morning. And you can listen to some of their podcasts. I believe it's free, some of the older ones. And you can check it out, and I'm sure you guys will find some humor in that. You can listen to those guys. But that is it. If you guys are ever interested in seeing my Bob and Brian CD collection, I don't know if you ever are, but if you are, I'll pull them all out and show you guys. Some of them are very rare. Not that I would ever sell them, but some of them are pretty expensive now. And anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. Let me know if you've seen any of the Camp Blood movies. Let me know if you've seen any of the Vinegar Syndrome movies that I talked about. And for Miss Hannah and Miss Heidi, I am your boy, Toddy Walnuts. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever time it is you're watching this. And we will talk soon. Take care. Thank you for watching.